welcome to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here with a pick a card reading, so get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today. Welcome back to my beautiful returning subscribers. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Congratulations to this month's winner of the free tarot reading. Be sure to drop your comments below for your chance to win if you are subscribed to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, we would love to have you join our soul family by subscribing to the channel, dropping your comment below for your chance to win a free reading as well. And I just offer that as a way of a thank you for your presence here. I just really appreciate you coming and spending your precious time here because I know how precious time is. But for today's pick a card topic, we're actually looking at the crush on your mind. So anyone that you have feelings for, someone that you are crushing on, we're going to take a look and see if they are feeling it too. Is this mutual? How does your crush feel about you? We do have 3 cards from the Wild Unknown archetype to choose from today. We have pile number 1 with the Queen. We have pile number 2 with the Hunter. And pile number 3 with the Mask. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, whichever imagery is calling out to you, there could be messages waiting, and my timestamps are always listed below. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Does your crush have mutual feelings? How does your crush feel about you? Pile 1, pile 2, pile number 3. I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile 1. You were drawn to the beautiful Queen card, and this is your reading. Does your crush feel the same way? Are these feelings mutual? How does your crush feel about you? This specific card speaks about how the Queen is the counterpart to the King. And so it also speaks about sort of expression. How if the King is residing in one mood, the Queen will often adopt the same type of mood. If the King's in a good mood, the Queen will be in a good mood. It's like we relate quite heavily to each other. So you may find that the way that you act around this person, it's like if you're really flirty with them, perhaps you're feeling them flirting back, but moments when you're not very flirty, maybe you feel them holding back too, and you could be internalizing some of these events or some of these feelings. This Queen energy speaks about abundance, of course. It always speaks to sort of the divine feminine, and it doesn't have to be the divine feminine energy. It has nothing to do with gender, but it's all about abundance and about radiant reflection. And when you're seated in your rightful, and they say righteous place within the Queen's energy, you feel more confident about what you are projecting and what you have to offer others, and people pick up on that. And so the person that you are crushing on could really have a lot of similar feelings potentially, but perhaps the two of you are very emotionally confused, or mutually confused rather, because when you're together, you're both playing off of each other's emotions and each other's moods. So let's take a look and see here for pile number 1. I'm going to use the Crow Tarot for you today. How does your crush feel about you? Are these feelings mutual? Pile number 1. We have 2 coming out already. The Devil and the 4 of Swords coming out together. The Ace of Swords. The Justice. Oh my goodness. Okay. Libra, Capricorn. The 8 of Wands. We have the 5 of Swords. Oh my goodness. And it's coming out in limbo. We have the Hermit on the back of the deck. We have the 7 of Pentacles here as well. A lot of Virgo energy coming through now as well. And I do want to highlight the fact that this card, the Queen, mentions the counterpart of the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. Then we have the Justice here. And even here with the 5 of Swords in a state of limbo really speaks to a certain amount of tit for tat energy. And this tit for tat is in emotions perhaps, but the tit for tat is also in the conflict and how we relate to each other. I feel like this person's honestly really confused about how you're feeling. And we can't deny this 8 of Wands. We can't deny the Devil and the reality that stings for them in this attachment. Even with the Devil, there's 2 people chained to the same pillar, which is very telling to the amount of energy that they feel towards you. Let's get some clarifying cards. Because it's like they're defending themselves against their own feelings, because they're trying so hard to keep everything in balance. But in order to progress, we can't keep things in balance. We have to sort of throw the scales in one direction. Here's the World. I always talk about how I read as a reader, so I feel like I should start separating these to make it more obvious. I place down some cards, and then I go through my spread. And then it's the steps that we take usually, and to arrive back at either a restriction or arrive at abundance, for instance. And so again, the World in this position, supporting the Devil and the 4 of Swords, speaks about the potential that actually exists here. even from this person's perspective. But we can never get to the world without this zero of the Fool, without taking a leap of faith. And we can't take a leap of faith if we have a huge hurdle in front of us that's trying to keep us self-preserving. So you could be retreating with your feelings because you're in this mindset of, I don't want to act unless they're acting towards me. And they could also be in that same mindset of like, I need to keep myself safe. And if this person doesn't feel the same way about me, I'm not going to say anything, because we're retreating with the truth, and we're taking our time until it feels right. We're taking our time until the momentum feels right, or we feel confident. But Spirit says we may need to apply a new approach here. This person does wear masks around you. They try to act very confident. Here's the Eight of Cups. And they're not being honest with how they feel about you, because they're trying to keep things in balance here. And you could be working with this person potentially, or going to school with them. You don't have to, of course. It's all about the collective energy. But you could be in a position where balance matters, because they're not being honest. And I feel like this is a temporary feeling. I think that there could be intentions here towards clarity. But it's really hard to create truth out of our intentions when we're looking backwards and we're walking forward with a bunch of knives in our arms. They're not satisfied with the state of your connection right now. But to be honest with you, Spirit says that's kind of on them. Like they're not satisfied, but they should be directing that dissatisfaction at themselves. Here's the Four of Swords. And there's the Eight of Wands, Four of Swords, Four of Swords, Eight of Wands, Eight of Wands. So many parallels here to how you're feeling towards how this person is feeling. And of course, you are the master of your own thoughts. So you'll have to compare some of your feelings, some of the feelings that this person is projecting, you will have to compare to how you feel inside. But there's a strong attraction, in the very least, with the Eight of Wands. A strong attraction that's propelling us. But we're hitting this blockade of like, it's not my job to say anything. Is it your job? And you perhaps are adopting that same mentality of like, it's not my job. I'm waiting for the perfect moment. But the truth is, they're not waiting for the perfect moment. They're waiting for strength. They're waiting for confidence. And sometimes we have to fake that confidence until we make it. So this person's being kind of dishonest about how they feel. They see the opportunity here. They see the opportunity here, but there are still challenges for them to overcome. We can't get to the Ten of Pentacles from the Ace or from the Page in one huge leap. We have to start by being honest and direct. We have to start by taking the steps forward instead of looking backwards with our intentions. But there is a reality about this person's attraction. It feels very physical in this moment, I can't deny. So this may not have moved into like an emotional connection at this time, but the attraction, the physical attraction, the desire is very, very mutual. How does your crush feel about you? We have here the butterfly garden. This woman is taking some time to allow this butterfly a moment to stop and smell the roses. And this butterfly is a beautiful aspect about transition and ascension and things coming to light, taking a moment to allow something to come to light. Because here, Bloom on the back of the deck, I feel like you're really worried about what this person's opinion is of you, and yet you don't need to worry at all. You don't need to worry at all. In fact, I feel like you don't need to worry about other people's opinions, full stop. And that may be a character, and I'm going to call it a character flaw, because the truth is your abundance. And so for you to worry about other people's opinions is such a wasteful energy. It's like a waste of your time and energy. And so you don't even need to worry about this person's opinion, because this is what they think of you. And they think that you could have anything. Like they're talking about blooming wherever you plant yourself. So they think you could have anyone that you choose. They do spend quite a bit of time observing you. And we have Queen Bee. Many, many layers to their feelings. We also have Night Ride on the back of the deck. And this card speaks about endurance, and perhaps the endurance of their attraction, because they've been hiding it or suppressing it for quite some time. And they're talking about almost wanting to protect the attraction that they have. Because even in this state of confusion, they still have that concept of fantasy. They still have you in some regard in all of the thoughts that they have, the obsessive thoughts. They get to experience the connection in that plane. It may not be in the 3D. They're also speaking here about like loyalty and trust and protection, and perhaps needing that before they feel confident charging forward into abundance in this connection. Let's get a couple of message cards to see what sort of thoughts this person is having about you. How does their crush feel about them? Is it mutual? Also notice again the balance of the queen bee. 2 flowers, 2 bees. It's like 2 people that are sacrificing their attraction to each other for like responsibilities or to keep things in balance, number 11. And the queen bee came out and you were drawn to the queen. So that is not happenstance. It says, I feel great except when I don't. And that's the emperor energy. Somebody who's wearing masks, acting confident except when they don't. Or always acting confident even when they don't. My feelings for you have to be kept a secret. And this is taking too long. Sometimes the 7 of Pentacles here is called an impatience card. Don't be surprised if I contact you soon. And where are you? Where have you been? So has there been a slight disconnect here? Even if you have been working on this person, maybe somebody's taken a break. They're highlighting somebody perhaps in a healing cycle. And I feel like absence only makes the heart grow fonder here. We don't always get what we want. And that could be why they're also suppressing how they truly feel here. Because their ego is trying to tell them or convince them to backtrack. I'm playing the waiting game in this connection. But lots of sleepless nights connected to you. Back of the deck says we could have had it all together. And there's this reference to perhaps being able to achieve more in this connection than meets the eye, or wishing that they could. It could feel like wishful thinking for this person, actually. How do they currently truly feel, please? Their crush towards pile number 1. Is it mutual? I am terrified. Because if I follow you into this connection, I could lose everything. And am I strong enough to do that? They're also showing seek professional advice. So again, there could be an aspect to the work realm or somebody who feels like they have a lot to lose. You're also referencing therapy. So someone could be in therapy. You could be in therapy. This person could be in therapy. I'm too afraid to talk to you. And it's like, yes, this is a yes energy. Are these feelings mutual? Absolutely. I want to start a family with you. Secretly, let me hold you. It says love is the answer. It says here, I would do anything for you, ... but this love scares me. 11, 11. I would love a fresh start with you, an emphasis on fresh. And whenever they emphasize fresh, I do think of a very physical aspect to the attraction. And I do feel like this connection has been sparked by the physical attraction that this person feels towards you. There could be a way more emotion to come if we're able to face this justice energy, this doorway in honesty, but we would have to cross that emotional bridge when we get there. But very, very mutual energy for you, pile number 1. Let's get some advice for you from your guides and angels regarding this connection. Advice, please, for pile number 1. In relating to this connection. You have angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to the angels and allow us to carry your burdens. If you're overthinking things, be gentle with yourself. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. Back of the deck says creative writing. Make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. This card always speaks to me about a to-do list, so things that we perhaps have to take on, or tasks that we have to take on in order to create some type of momentum. This could be spirit telling you that if nothing changes, maybe nothing will ever change. This person has a lot of hesitancy because of this 5 of Swords in the future position to be the force of change in this connection. And it all comes down to sort of self-preservation for the reasons why. Of course, your guides will follow you down whatever path you choose. They're not going to force you. to express yourself here, but they are worried about the momentum moving forward without some type of force being applied. In the bowl today, please, for pile number 1. King of Cups, 7 of Cups reverse, 8 of Pentacles. I don't think they're confused about how they feel about you. I think they're confused about how you feel about them. But Spirit also says that there is more to come, or there's more that's going to be revealed to you in this situation. Again, they're highlighting the work realm. And they're not trying to say that you have to do all the work in this connection. But this person has a tendency to sabotage themselves because of their own fears of what's going to happen next. But they do see this as like a huge opportunity. We have here 3 of Wands. It is coming in the reverse with the music note, so making beautiful music together, but frustrating delays. We have IV. Could be a hospital nursing connection, doesn't have to be. We have good luck on our side. We also have here the Bible. They're talking about like the holy book and like maybe somebody who could be very religious. But even the luck on your side, pile 1, because this is a very mutual attraction. Pisces energy and the fear of loss coming through next to the Divine Feminine. So the Divine Feminine could be water or have water in her chart. You may be afraid to express yourself though at this time. But there's the honeybee, sweet results that await. The Queen Bee coming through. We have the shepherd, Jesus as a shepherd, and sort of coaxing somebody into line for us. We also have here, thou shalt not commit adultery, so please take that one as it resonates to you. And we have the Star of Aquarius as well. Pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. And you can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. I have other links below as well. You could check out for Instagram, for TikTok, for instance. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the Hunter card, and this is your reading. The crush on your mind. Are these feelings mutual? How does your crush feel about you? This card, the Hunter from the Wild Unknown archetype deck, speaks about somebody who is on the hunt, somebody who's who's very motivated to act, to move, to fill their belly, so to speak. I really think about the Knight of Wands with this card quite a bit. So there's a lot of passionate response here. This could be this person's personality or the type of sort of the stage of life that they're in this moment. This could be their approach towards this connection, however. And the Hunter doesn't like to come home empty-handed. So let's take a look here. I am going to use the Shadowscapes Tarot for you today, pile 2. How does your crush feel about you? Are these feelings mutual? Ooh. We have the 3 of Pentacles. The 9 of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune. I just saw the star on the back of the deck as well. Whoops. 4 of Swords. The 2 of Wands. The 7 of Cups. Back of the deck we have the 3 of Wands. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. So I feel like this person's situation could be a little bit complicated, especially when it comes to what their opinion of you is. Because when we look at their opinion of you, we look at the 3 of Wands as back of deck, and when we come straight into the center of the reading and we look at the center and we look at what's kind of sandwiching the center. So we have this 3 of Wands, which is expansion, which is fire, which is attraction. We have the 2 of Wands, we have the 9 of Cups. This is like a wish fulfillment and a star-like energy. We saw the star on the back of deck, so there's almost crush energy here. It's like somebody admitting a crush on you. And yet we have this Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like there could be stuck energy associated with the Wheel of Fortune because there's a reality that stings when it comes to their attraction for you. It's almost like they feel like they have to defend themselves against it. because this person fantasizes about you, but I feel like they've already created something. They're highlighting being on one island and pointing to a brand new island. And so maybe they've built an island for themselves, but now they're seeing this island and they're like, I wonder what that one holds. I wonder what's on that island. Because there is hunger here. There's the Star. And I feel like this is kind of a charismatic person too. They're talking about somebody who has the ability to be like a social chameleon. And you know, when they're around you, they can maybe be very suave or be very romantic. When they have to kind of get down to business, they can do that too. I feel like, to be honest with you, this person could be stuck in a foundation. But they gaze a lot at you. It's like a pastime, it feels like. A lot of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy coming through. Aquarius as well. The Nine of Pentacles. And why wouldn't they have attraction to you, Pao-Tu? Why wouldn't they? It's like there's something passionate about you, almost intimidating from their perspective, actually. This Nine of Pentacles talks about kind of what you represent. It's brains, it's beauty, it's grace, it's all of those things. And they're distracted by you. And so that could mean that they see you often, like they're distracted by you quite a bit. And even just thoughts of you distract this person. And it is a focus on how attractive that they find you, of course. We have the Nine of Cups, we have the Nine of Pentacles. But they're also highlighting this bird that has a hood on. And when the bird has a hood on, it can't see anything, so it won't take flight. It'll just stay where it is. And so there's this feeling about keeping a lid on things, because it's easier to fantasize perhaps than it is to actually expand. You're the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I feel like this person doesn't feel like there could be more to come. I feel like it's like this parallel life that they envision with you, but they don't know if they're capable of achieving anything. And if every single sword here represents a thought, then this thought of you can be a little bit depleting in the very least. It's almost obsessive. Ace of Cups. I will also say that if this person, and if they're your crush, you may very well know their home dynamics or their relationship dynamics. I feel like they could be in a relationship, so please take that as it resonates. I think that the attraction that they have towards you almost creates a bit of an alienation of affection in the other realm, if I'm honest, because they get kind of, whenever they're dissatisfied or when they're feeling dissatisfied, they turn to you. They wonder if they could find more satisfaction in this fantasy about you, but they are keeping it a bit of a secret. There's that Knight of Wands. I said they remind me of the Knight of Wands. They could be a fire sign, Leo energy, maybe Sagittarius energy coming through, but they are secretly very inspired by a potential that they don't even know actually exists. So they may not be holding any hope that they can actually progress beyond a fantasy here. And there is a hesitation to even find the solutions for them, if I'm being honest. But if I didn't know that you had a crush on them, I would say they have a huge crush on you. That's what I would say. And it's like, it's obvious. I feel like for them, it's like very obvious. It's like, of course I have a crush on this person, because I feel like you stop traffic. I feel like you stop traffic. I feel like there's something so profound about the physical attraction that they find. But ultimately, what this person is actually seeking through the attraction that they're fueling at this connection with you is this emotional happiness. They could be feeling a little bit held back, because now they're showing me all of these little tiny, what look like chalices, but when I saw them in my mind's eye, they kind of reminded me of lamps, like the genie's lamps, and a tiny living space, like something limiting them from being able to express themselves. So they are hungry, this hunter energy, and they're hungry for emotional abundance, but they are interpreting it as a physical attraction in this connection. So I do definitely feel like this person is highly, highly attracted to you. I would say that they're tempted to make a lot of change by the attraction that they have towards you. And that in and of itself is a little bit intimidating. So very mutual feelings for you, pile number 2. They're also calling it, they're saying like friendships or could be a part of this, and they're calling themselves a two-faced friend. We have discord among friends or family. And so if this isn't related to the work realm, this could be related to like a friend group of some kind here. Birth of a child or birth or conception of a child or enterprise. And you represent going out and having fun. So their ego is telling them, it's like I'm living one life and maybe I have a lot of responsibility with children and work and career and all of that. But you represent levity. They think that they could experience something more here. So this is like an opportunity or windfall that they feel tempts them. But they're also showing me the wild carrot. They're showing me yarrow, and its purpose is, when we grind it into a powder, is to stop bleeding. It's really good for that. So they're referencing how, again, they're using this attraction as almost an attempt to placate the frustration that they're feeling in their current environment. Let's get a couple of message cards here to see what sort of thoughts this person is having, please. How do they feel towards pile number 2? This attraction is undeniable. And I think about you when I'm all alone. I feel like they've thought about taking a risk and then they've abandoned that thought. I want to reach out to you, but I am scared. So I am waiting for your call. I think about that last day a lot. It could also be sort of almost an obsessive thought that comes through here. But my attraction is more than physical. It does sort of look very physical until we get into this Ace of Cups and the extra information that Spirit provides. I feel like I'm just going through the motions right now in life. There's boredom in their life, I feel like. It says here, there's no going back now. And that could be why they feel depleted or helpless to create the change that they want to see. They do think about the past a lot and sort of rewriting history. I've made a lot of wrong decisions when it came to you and I. We also have here, reality has hit me like a bunch of bricks, like a ton of bricks. You intimidate me, and you always have, on the back of that deck. How do they truly feel, please? Is this connection mutual? I know that you're my twin flame. Very, very mutual. Parallels of each other. Triggering this person, and perhaps they trigger you too. I'm going to take action, but I'm planning an approach. I feel like they're going to hesitate to take action, if I'm honest with you. I feel like it requires a lot of careful handling. I want to make things right. It's like I want to tell you how I feel. I have to get the opportunity. It says here, telepathically communicate with me. So if they feel like they can't tell you how they truly feel, they feel like there could be like an unspoken communication that's happening here. It says here, I've been hurting without you. You have no idea. And I'm not blind to the signs. I do see them. So even the signs perhaps that you are letting off in this connection as well, they are seeing those signs. So very, very mutual. I feel like you might have won the day as far as your card choices today, pile 2. Advice, please, for pile number 2 with this attraction on their mind. We have here Miss Sunshine coming out of the 17 of the star. Back of the deck says the House of Flowers here. And this is coming from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. So we're going to take a look at House of Flowers here. Diversity and beauty. Of course, number 9 of Pentacles here. It says, even a single bloom in a vase can transform a space. Here, this card signals love for life in the moment, full of energy, beauty, and joy. And so it's like you and the environment just kind of lights up a room, just changes the space for them. It's like thinking of you allows them to kind of pull out of a dissatisfaction and into something more fantastical. Even with the 17 of the star, it is talking about gazing and crushing and feeling like you're so close yet so far away. It represents sun, courage, clarity. So focusing on positive intentions and leaving the night far behind. But it's like you are a bright light that lights up a room for this person. Advice for pile number 2, please. Whoops. On the floor, we have play. Among the grass and wild violets lie undisturbed little secrets to uncover. But courage will be required when picking the roses. Don't fear the thorns. And there could be thorns, especially if there is other people involved, for instance. Could create discord among friends and family, for instance, as well. So Spirit encourages us to play with caution, potentially. But if we choose to, it's very, very mutual. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. The last thought they had in the bowl, please. The Hermit. The Knight of Wands. Ooh, the Temperance. They feel really stuck because they don't want to make another mistake, is what I'm hearing. It's like, I'm going to repeat the past, or I'm repeating past mistakes. So this person could have been enticed by this connection in the past or by other connections in the past, and they don't want to regurgitate events. But these are major themes, which means that you're having a heavy, heavy influence on them in this moment, and they're feeling very restless. It almost feels like they're kind of slipping into a bit of a victim mentality about this attraction. I will say they do kind of, I feel like they fuel their thoughts towards you when they feel really isolated, when they feel alone. We have Aquarius energy, Libra, Gemini for the Divine Feminine, and the slow handsaw, Sagittarius as well, and the Mermaid of Temptation. The slow handsaw represents perhaps breaking down the tree of life or breaking down an investment over time. We have Cupid's arrow out of the blue. It is the black arrow, so it has the potential to bring endings, potentially. Aries coming through as well. And the hammer could be a work element or gaining mastery over our obstacles. Putting in the effort. Pile number 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Please drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading. Be sure to hit your notification bell. I also have links below for Etsy for a personal reading. I do update that shop daily. I have other links for Instagram and TikTok, for instance, if you want to just check out some of the content that I'm throwing up there. I would love to have you join me over there on those platforms as well. But I do hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage here on YouTube, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Hello, pile number 3. You are drawn to the Mask, and this is your reading. Are the feelings that you have towards your crush mutual? How do they truly feel? Now, this Mask, this card from the Wild Unknown Archetype deck, the Mask here speaks to, like a mask in general, of course, is to hide our identity, but this specific Mask card speaks about using it as the opposite approach. It's like putting on a mask that allows us, permits our true identity to be revealed. So when this person sort of comes towards you, it's like they're trying to step into, or maybe you are trying to step into this version of themselves that they want to be, that could match this frequency. So I do feel like masks are being worn, but they could be beneficial ones here. So let's take a look and see. I'm going to use, which deck is this? The Hocus Pocus deck for you today, pile 3. Here's the 5 of Wands that we're already starting your reading with, but how does your crush truly feel about you? Are these feelings mutual? We have the 10 of Swords, the King of Wands, we have the Chariot. Ooh, lots going on here. We have the 6 of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. We're also looking at the 4 of Cups and the Page of Cups as well, which I feel like I have to keep, but that's a lot. So we'll just kind of place them down there. The Empress, and we have the Tower. Back of the deck, we do have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have the 3 of Swords. You know, there is a sort of a similar energy field here as pile number 2, so there could be messages waiting for you in pile 2 as well. But we first want to establish here the Divine Feminine, the Empress, the Divine Feminine, and there could be an emphasis on Divine Feminine energy with Divine Feminine energy, or Divine Masculine with Divine Masculine, so please take that as it resonates to your situation. Of course, it has nothing to do with gender, so it doesn't matter who you're attracted to. and who you are. It has everything to do here with the attraction that exists here. But I have to admit that with this mask analogy of like putting on our true identity, there's a feeling of like the attraction that this person feels towards you that gives them the permission to put on their true identity, or to feel like they're stepping into their true identity. And they may feel like they have to hide that. They may feel like they have to hide an attraction to you for reasons unknown or reasons of their own personal belief systems. But the attraction that they feel for you almost is liberating. It feels very liberating for them. And it's kind of bittersweet, if I'm being honest with you, because it's liberating because they get to express it perhaps towards you, but it's also a double-edged razor because they also don't know if it can go anywhere, or if they can do anything about it, if it can take them anywhere. But maybe the attraction towards you is supposed to be triggering. Maybe it's supposed to kind of relate to them the necessity for change in their life. Because they're highly triggered by this connection and by the attraction that they feel. And they do feel very physically attracted to you. And it's not because of, and it is, well, there's beauty, of course, and grace with the Queen of Pentacles. We can't deny she's Venus, the goddess, of course. So that's very influential. But I feel like it's more about emotional connection. They're emotionally pulled in different directions here. It's like they're still trying to sort out their attraction and who they're attracted to. And maybe they're not supposed to feel like they're supposed to be attracted to you. Maybe there are boundaries that they feel like they have to maintain. Cultural boundaries, relationship boundaries, whatever the case may be. They don't feel like they should be attracted to you, and yet they are. And they can't deny that either. And it's making them kind of take off their old mask and put on the real mask of who they actually want to be. Gives them a chance to live that parallel. But it's like they're still trying to sort out, what does this mean to me? What does it mean about me that I'm so attracted to this person? And, you know, with the Tower analogy coming through here, with the Empress, the attraction that they have towards you and the intensity of it should be perhaps very enlightening. It's like once I see something and I hear a truth about something, I can't unfeel it or I can't unsee it. It just resonates and it just becomes the truth of a situation. They reminisce a lot about you and times that they spent with you. We have the Seven of Wands. And I often say, you know, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Wands are both obstacle cards. Like they're both challenges that we have to find determination to push through. And confidence is the key to the success of that. But I feel like being around you, talking to you, gives them a certain sense of confidence. And even that is very telling. But the reality of their attraction creates the lightning of the Tower. Here with the Ten of Lightning. And so it's like they're being in denial, or I don't even feel like they're actually in denial, but it's like they're trying to deny it to themselves by acting complacent about it. Because they know that the reality is that this thought that they have, this attraction towards you that brings them in the confidence that they actually feel in their heart of hearts, they know that it has the potential to change everything. And I don't know that they're feeling ready for that. Because they're also speaking here about how this idea of like, it almost, there's the Six of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Four of Cups. It almost feels like this could be a friendship. It's an already standing friendship, and that's where the masks are actually being worn, because it's not actually a friendship. It's just that this whole attraction that they feel makes them feel a little bit helpless. We have the Eight of Wands. But like they feel so compelled towards you. They feel so attracted to you. There's a very strong sort of physical expectation that comes in with the Eight of Wands. It's like a pressure system that wants to erupt. And yet they hold back because of fear. And I keep hearing that song by Miley Cyrus where she says, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean that I feel this way about my friend? What does it mean that it's like, and I put you up on a pedestal perhaps, and maybe I call it friendship, but the truth is that there's passion here. There's attraction here. You have the Hermit. And it almost feels like they come to this conclusion, or they're coming to this conclusion in the future about if they hold back, they have to sort of focus on just what is. If they hold back and they don't push through their own obstacles and they hold back because of fear, then they just kind of move into this state of gray where it's just, it is what it is. It's like, I'm maintaining my environments, but I also know how I feel about this situation and this connection. And it does feel like they, because I hear that song now, if we go down together. And here the Five of Pentacles, like there's a sense of feeling anchored together. Two people with this mutual attraction, but also perhaps two people putting the mask on. And maybe you guys are wearing masks for everyone else, but you're wearing the true masks with each other. And yet that still isn't enough motivation to break through and to find solutions and to face the tower if we have to face the opinions of other people, to face upheaval. Because eventually all of that would settle down and we would have a brand new foundation in which we get to go forward into the future with our brand new mask that is actually the version of us that we want to experience in this life. Because let's be honest, we're all playing a role of some kind. Some of us play many, many roles here. We're all light and we're all putting on masks and playing these parts in this grand, huge scheme. But I feel like the two of you, honestly, it almost feels like love. It doesn't even feel like a crush. It feels like, with the Six of Cups showing itself multiple times, it feels like love. It feels like the two people that are genuinely connected, but are afraid to say that to each other because of what it means and what could happen because of what it means. And the truth is that what could happen is abundance. What could happen is arrival and feeling confident in my position and in my decisions. And here's the Queen of Pleasure, Queen of Wands. We also have here, it says the fortune teller, inquire within. The fortune teller knows all. Wheel of Fortune. Back of the deck, we have the King of Wands. And again, we have the King of Wands here as well. A huge emphasis on Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be king or queen. Again, gender doesn't matter. Consider them gender neutral, but just know that they represent energy. Yeah. And they don't know if they're strong enough to face the truth. So it's like they're almost trying to ignore or deny their feelings. It's like they're trying to overpass them, tell themselves that they're over it, that they may have had a flighty sort of fancy towards you, but that they're over it, but that's not the truth. They're holding on. But they're also holding on to fear. So I do feel like this goes a little bit beyond a crush for me, pile 3. This goes into more emotional attachment. And I do feel like that emotional attachment and that physical attraction is very real. But it almost feels like in their perspective, it feels taboo. Like they shouldn't want it. And they shouldn't want to go down this path. And if they do, it changes things forever. And that, again, could be because of their own practical boundaries or their own cultural boundaries as well. How does your crush feel for you, pile number 3? The White Rose of Hope. Back with the Moon Dance. And you can see how this person, you can see the 3 little birds, I think of friendship as well, and news that hasn't been brought forward. So 2 people that haven't talked about these feelings, maybe they're up on this high wire. And there's the delicate balance that she's maintaining here, and she's holding on to the moon. And, it's like a balloon, representing perhaps wishful thinking, representing what needs to be released, and perhaps maintaining a delicate balance between friendship and desire here as well. But the White Rose of Hope, I don't feel like they want to let go of the light that you represent in their life. And perhaps even vice versa. It's like because you bring a light into their life. Even if it is accompanied by sort of a shadow of doubt that they hold within themselves, you bring that light of hope into their life. Let's get some messages. What are they currently thinking and feeling, please? Towards pile number 3. You are so attractive to me. They asked, have you moved on? Are you still feeling the same way? They're worried about it not being mutual here. I'm keeping tabs on you. And every song I hear about is about you. I'm thinking about the day that we met. And we are not on the same level. I don't think I deserve you. I also just saw you don't know what you do to me. You make it easy to fall in love with you. As I said, I feel like this doesn't feel like a crush. This feels like genuine connection. And may have started in a very innocent place and may still be in an innocent place. It says here, I don't think I can do this anymore. And I just saw forgive me on the back of the deck. Again, because you don't know what you do to me. So it's like somebody who's coming to the end of their tether, or coming to the end of their rope. How do they currently feel, please, about pile number 3? Don't wait up for me. And I have to say, I do feel like they feel grounded in the reality that they're serving right now. But I feel like they've outgrown those environments, and they've outgrown those concepts or those thoughts or those perceptions. And this connection with you has helped them do that. I am in awe of your enigmatic personality. I've been shook since I laid eyes on you. And why didn't you call or text? So anytime that they feel ignored by you, it's very triggering. And I feel like that could have been the very first sign that they had deeper feelings than perhaps just friendship, was that when they're not talking to you, or when they feel like you're talking to other people, they get really triggered. Can we please start over? And they're referencing not kind of unplugging from like the games. It says here, you make me feel naked. I'm going to be covering this up because of YouTube's guidelines. You make me feel naked here. And they're talking about how well you would fit into their life. Like whether or not you would fit in well, whether or not you would stick out like a sore thumb, so to speak. I can't go on like this. Something is holding them back. You are unlike anyone I know. But I do have a soul contract with someone else. And I haven't told you everything about how I feel. Oh my goodness. They haven't told you about how they want to take care of all of you, and that every song they hear is your song. So very, very mutual energy. Let's get some advice, please, for pile number 3. We have release and lighten your load. And then we have listen, be alert, the soft chiming bells call to nearby fairy. We also have grow, all flowers must grow through the dirt. And so they're talking about breakthroughs. They're saying that in this case, in this connection, typically I always get the message that it's not necessarily a guarantee that someone has the strength to communicate freely with us in return when we're vulnerable. But in this case, Spirit says if you shared your feelings, this person would probably share their feelings. And it would perhaps, maybe the solutions wouldn't provide themselves. Maybe there would still be complications, and that's okay. But in the very least, it would release the tension. It would release the lack of communication. It wouldn't provide the obstacle release, but it would provide at least a release of that confusion. So they are encouraging you to perhaps express yourself if you feel called to, of course. Again, it won't guarantee complete success, but it will promote some type of momentum. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 3. Last thought they had about pile 3 in the bowl. Stagnant energy, stuck energy, the Chariot reversed, King of Swords, Ace of Wands reversed. Somebody's afraid of rejection, of course, in this situation at this moment too, which is creating a lot of frustrating delays and a lot of stuck energy. So it could be that they're afraid to come forward with their truth because they're afraid that they're going to get rejected. Maybe because of boundaries, whatever the case may be, maybe relationships, maybe personal preference, whatever the case may be. But that's part of the reason why they've been delaying expressing themselves and taking on that leadership role. You could also feel like that's why you're holding back. E, X, Z, and W. We have Made with Love, so I do think of children. We did have the Divine Feminine here as well. We have Love on a Foundation, reverse, so I do think of relationships. Sometimes I think of like full-fledged marriages. And that could be why we don't express ourselves. But Spirit says we may be applying lots of practical reasons why we're not expressing ourselves, or while they aren't expressing themselves. But the truth is, it's this I can versus an I can't attitude or approach. We also have the acoustics of the guitar. Being caught off guard and having to capitalize on my strength when I get caught off guard by my attraction. And here we have the rose stem covered in thorns. So the rose head, the empowerment rose, is not present, just the thorns. So that's what they're really focusing on, is like all the negative things that could come as a result. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates with you. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading if you feel called to, of course. Be sure to check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do have other links below for you to connect with on other platforms with me if you feel called to as well. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.